We're Robin and Steve. We left off in Heron Island, in the southern part of the Great Barrier Reef. We'll pick up from where we had a couple of extraordinary wildlife encounters. To my surprise, when I was snorkelling near the jetty, there seemed to be a congregation of rays, of many different species. As if this wasn't exciting enough. Just a short swim from here, we found an octopus, doing its best to look like a rock, or indeed whatever it felt like looking like, as you'll see after it's photobombed by a ray, which to be honest was also a surprise. Notice the fish. Perhaps these two help each other in some way. After a bit of a look at the hull and the propeller, it was time to go. There was bad weather on the way. As it turned out, it's lucky that we left when we did. It was quite challenging and slow, entering Burnett Heads. Winds were gusting to 30 knots. Unbeknownst to us, a boat behind us was having engine trouble, and then its rigging failed. Nobody was hurt, but the boat was destroyed. The two rescue boats were too small, and then too late. The next day, we helped the owners pick up the pieces, and weirdly, others had already moved aboard. We weren't only here to shelter from bad weather, we had work to do. At Burnett Heads, which doesn't look like this, yet. This glossy sign has been here for years now, but the actual town of Burnett Heads doesn't have a lot going on. We did some grocery shopping, and even entered a marina, which we rarely do, because it's hard to carry all this chain in by kayak. Our anchor chain needed regalvanising, and with the anchor and swivel detached, we let out the chain. Deep in the anchor chain locker, some chain had contorted into some interesting shapes. And just a day or two later, shiny galvanised chain, which we depend on so much. After all, the combination of chain and anchor held us in place for 3 cyclones and some pretty bad storms. Having marked the chain every 10 metres, we winched it back into the anchor chain locker. Next, we met with the very excellent local sailmakers, who had some great tips to help with the next sail repair. It was a big tear, needing a big patch. First, Steve did a herringbone stitch again, to mend our new giant tear. He then stuck on a huge patch to spread the load, and then used the back stitch to secure the patch. Bring the needle down through the cloth, along a bit, up through the cloth, and then between those stitches down again, and so on. Excuse the pun. We had a bit of downtime between the next jobs, so I got up. It was time to hoist and furl our ancient but freshly mended genoa. This old sail just had to get us back to Tasmania, where our new sail would be waiting for us. For 50 cents each, we could jump on the bus through the cane fields to Bundaberg to do some more shopping. And with the shopping done, we waited for some bad weather to pass. And then we were off again, joined by a common booby, who was the most meticulously groomed one aboard. We were on our way to Lady Elliot Island. Its borders are popular with fishing boats, as it's protected, at least within the border. This green zone is a sanctuary for over 1,200 different marine species. Birds love it here too. Over 159 different bird species have been recorded visiting the island. Low tide is a good chance to walk around the island, and it doesn't take long. This bird is enjoying the resort facilities. We'd seen signs of turtles on the land, and even seen the real thing. We spent most of our time here snorkelling, and it was a bit of a turtle fest. There was a lot going on every single snorkel, so it was hard to know where to look. These turtles were quite relaxed. We kept our distance, but sometimes the turtles didn't, and we stayed out of their way. We didn't even have to leave our boat to do some turtle watching. There were plenty to see right here. There was plenty to see in general. Too much to fit in one episode. And why rush? This was to be our last snorkel for the year on the Great Barrier Reef. So sit back and enjoy the fish. And know that next time we'll start with more fish and manta rays and eels and more.